Hello and welcome back to God Lives Within. Sunday, August the 4th, I believe, 2024. I was just convening with God, saying a little prayer to the angels of the highest white light, to the seraphim dragon, to Sophia Christ consciousness herself, and showing love and thanks and respect to all these angels and ascended masters that have come before me. As I look down at the sloped land going downhill and see all the many souls enjoying the landscape, the canvas that God painted, it brings happiness to my soul. To see a oneness amongst the people. There are many different races and kinds and forms of people here. There is no violence going on. There is no obvious racism going on other than a program running in somebody's mind. There's only love. There's children that are innocent and full of God without programming, until we mess that up and turn on that television and listen to your politicians. So it warms my heart as I sit here in stillness and silence by myself and watch the many families come and go. Some of them packed a picnic. Some of them have spirit animals with them. There's flowers everywhere. I can see down into the park, to the flowers at the bottom near the choo-choo track. And God created all of this, all these people, this land, this park, because God lives inside of each one of you. God is that spark, that divine inspiration, that light in the dark that we all need. So I just got inspired to press record. This is coming right after a meeting with one of God's souls who was still a bit lost on her path, a bit confused about what God is or isn't. But I got news for that young lady. God is in all things. God's consciousness is everywhere, girl. Even in the bad guys. They just choose not to listen. And some of them have no God left in them. That's for sure. But we're not focused on them. We're focused on healing. Here in a few months, this channel will, I'm not going to say altogether stop, but pretty much stop talking about the Matrix. And we'll move into healing, reprogramming, learning new modalities to heal, training, uh, training new soldiers for God. How about that? Um, the more we can teach and help each other, the more they can go out and help somebody else. And that's the way this thing grows and spreads and changes this earth that we live on. It's the only way forward. It's just going to get worse until we do something about it. We are God. God's going to give us a hand, and God's people are going to help to enlighten the process. But it's up to us to do the work now. It's up to us to stand up to this system, to say no more. It's up to us to rebuild our infrastructure the way we want it. It's up to us to take care of those that are suffering in the world that there was never a need to be suffering for in the first place. It's now up to us because we've let it get this bad. And the truth is it never had to happen in the first place if you didn't listen to this satanic beast system. And so the more you listen to this govern to control, govern, control is the meaning. Mint, mind is the meaning. Control, mind is the meaning of government. The more you listen to this government, the more you pay into or take from this system that is the beast system that the government controls, along with the puppet masters. The more you attach yourself to this system, the more a slave you are. I don't care how much money you have. It's irrelevant. When the Great Reset happens, you don't have any money. You take what the government gives you. Are you ready for that? I don't think you are. For the most part. I don't know if you've done the inner work that is required to have the faith for what is coming, to be not invincible, but just to be unshakable in your faith. Because the enemy is going to try to shake you. No doubt about that. That's all they do. They do it every day. They're under control at this point. They're going to do what they're told. And they're fighting for it all. Both sides. It's a spiritual war. It's obvious at this point. It's been going on a decade or more. It's been going on more, but Trump's made it obvious what's going on. So since Trump has been in almost a decade, you've had time to figure this thing out. It's time to find some solutions. We're going to get some help. We're going to have to heal ourselves in order to move forward. To be able to handle the frequencies that are going to be on this new earth. And God said, my children will suffer for lack of knowledge. So I want you to think about what that means, even for you literal Christians, to think Every word of that Bible is truth. Do you have the knowledge you need to survive the apocalypse? Which is not an apocalypse, but God's going to use it in the same manner. He's going to use their tricks against them. Guarantee that. Because that's what they try to do to him, so he's going to do it to... It's the way it's going to work. He's going to use their evil to bring his people back to him and laugh in their face in the end, since they've been laughing in ours the whole time. But see, there's an ending for them, and the end for us is really the beginning. The birth of a new age. The age of Aquarius. The age of the humanitarian. That seeks to spread love. It seeks to end suffering through philosophical, philanthropic work. Building systems, creating innovation, and new living situations to bring us back to Mother Earth, Gaia, bring us back together in community, and ultimately ties us in permanently with God, activating our crystalline DNA, where no weapon formed against me shall prosper, as you're seeing in front of you on the screen. Homelessness is not going to stop me. Nothing is going to stop me. That's why you've been hearing nothing can stop what is coming. Because God's warriors are God's warriors. Even through suicide, some made it through. The enemy should think about what that means. How connected are these warriors to God? The enemy should really pause and consider the abilities of God's people. Because this isn't a game, what you're doing to God's people. God's warriors are not afraid to die, that's for sure. In fact, they're ready to lead a revolution right about now. As you saw from President Trump when he stood up saying fight, fight, fight. He wasn't kidding. You can't fake that. You can't fake courage, determination, tenacity for your country. A billionaire serving office, donating all of his salary, stepping down from his company, meaning he's not making any deals off of this. Almost taking a bullet in the face because the Secret Service is too lazy to clear somebody off a roof 100 yards away. And they're being told there's somebody up there and they still don't clear them. Divine intervention saved him and will continue to save him. That's God's David right there. God's warrior. David versus Goliath. It's playing out right in front of your face. But you're listening to President Biden and now Kamala Harris. Why don't you look into what Kamala Harris did during her time as Attorney General, or District Attorney, whichever it was. District Attorney, I believe, and out west in the United States. Just take your time to look into this individual a little more thoroughly before you get to buying into whatever she's talking about. Just see what her policies were, like letting criminals out who needed to be locked up. See whose payroll she was on while she was doing this job, and how she's part of this beast system and always has been for a while. Bought and paid for, just like the previous guy who's stepping down, Joseph. Sniffing hair Biden, sniffing children's hair Biden, saying creepy things to little children Biden. I don't think I need to say anything about his son. I think he's made that obvious for everybody to see. It's not the point anyway. So, we went on too long. Main message here is it's a beautiful day. Sitting out here, appreciating and loving nature instead of thinking I'm homeless and thinking I need to be doing this and that. Nah, I'm actually serving God and living out my life purpose and already completing multiple missions. And this one is well underway as well. And the next one will be starting here shortly when my twin flame comes in. And none of it gets to my head because I'm in service to Sophia, Source, God, Creator, whatever you want to call it. It's just the thing that created you. The thing that created your energy, your soul, your source, your essence. It's a piece of that Creator. Therefore, it's the same as that Creator. It just descended into this earth to do some soul searching, some growing, some evolving, to have some fun, to experience death, to experience disease if necessary, to experience all things through all forms, in all ways. We are all just a little piece, a little fractal of light of God. Therefore, we're all experiencing God, experiencing life, experiencing ourselves with God, whether we know it or not. And so that in itself is a beautiful thing. Even the Satanists are going to have to find God. I don't think about these people or care about these people, but you know, when you look at it, if they got to go sit an eternity in timeout, you know, that's just what they're going to have to do. And then maybe they can come back when things are different. When their satanic vibration doesn't match at all and therefore disintegrates. That is it for this video. I thank you all for listening. Take care. I love you, God loves you more.